Long before time began, there was nothing. No stars, no sky, no sound, and no light. Just a vast, endless silence. Out of that silence floated a single spark, a tiny point of energy glowing faintly in the darkness. That spark was called the heart of creation. It was small, but within it lay everything: matter, energy, time, and life itself waiting to be born. For billions of years, the heart drifted alone in the void until one moment it burst. The explosion was silent at first, then filled the emptiness with waves of light and fire. That was the first sunrise, though there was no one to see it. From the explosion came dust, gas, and energy, the building blocks of all things. The dust began to dance, swirling and spinning, pulled together by invisible threads of gravity. Stars were born, hot, burning giants that filled the universe with light. Around them, new worlds began to form, rocky, icy, fiery, and gaseous. One of these worlds was small and blue. It spun gracefully around its star, neither too close nor too far. That world would become Earth.
At first, Earth was a storm of fire and stone. Volcanoes erupted everywhere. The air was thick with smoke and ash. Lightning flashed across the boiling sky. For millions of years, chaos ruled the surface. Then, the planet began to cool. Rain fell for centuries. Endless, heavy rain that filled the valleys and carved the oceans. From the ocean's depths, under pressure and heat, the first miracle happened: life. Tiny, invisible creatures floated in the water, feeding on sunlight and minerals. They multiplied, evolved, and changed. Some learned to breathe oxygen, others learned to move. Slowly, life began to shape the face of the world. Coral grew into reefs. Fish swam through the seas. Plants rose above the surface, turning barren land into green forests.
Time passed like the beating of a slow heart. Life grew more complex. Gigantic beasts walked the earth. Dinosaurs, tall as trees, fierce as fire. They ruled for millions of years until a great star fell from the sky, ending their reign. From the ashes, new creatures rose, smaller, quicker, smarter. Among them, one kind stood upright and looked at the stars with wonder. They were humans.
Humans learned to build fire, to make tools, to speak. They named the sun and the moon, the rivers and the mountains. They told stories of gods who made the world, stories of creation, love, and war. They built cities, kingdoms, and empires. They painted on cave walls and reached for the heavens. But as they grew powerful, they also grew proud. They forgot the silence from which everything had come. The earth began to suffer. Forests burned, oceans choked, and the air grew heavy again, almost as it had been in the beginning. They were humans. Humans learned to build fire, to make tools, to speak. They named the sun and the moon, the rivers and the mountains. They told stories of gods who made the world, stories of creation, love, and war. They built cities, kingdoms, and empires. They painted on cave walls and reached for the heavens. But as they grew powerful, they also grew proud. They forgot the silence from which everything had come. The earth began to suffer. Forests burned, oceans choked, and the air grew heavy again, almost as it had been in the beginning. They were humans. One night, as the world slept under the cold stars, the earth whispered to humanity, "Remember where you came from. You were born from the same spark that made
the stars. You and I are one.
And so a few humans began to listen. They planted trees again, cleaned the rivers, and studied the universe with new eyes. They learned that the heart of creation, the spark that began everything, still burns inside every living thing. Every atom in the body, every drop of water, every breath, all were born from that first explosion of light. The world was not created once, it is being created every moment through love, care, and life itself. Epilogue, the eternal flame. Billions of years from now, the stars may fade and the earth may sleep again, but the story of creation will never end, because within the heart of every being, the flame of the universe still burns, the same flame that lit the first dawn. That is how the world was born, and that is how it continues to live, through every heartbeat, every sunrise, and every act of creation.